Now it's time to talk some SJHL hockey. It is getting fired up this weekend. Benny Walchuk, who calls games for about 13 different teams in 2 different provinces, is joining us. Was it a long summer for you, Benny? Are you fired to get back at it?
You know what? It's long enough. Like, it seems like June and July kind of go a little bit nice and slow, but when August hits and into September, everything just flies by. But once the weather gets a little bit cooler, you have a couple of those cool days, then the rinks start opening up around the communities. You start to get it kind of fired up for junior hockey. So it was never long enough when you don't win a championship, but we'll see what happens here this year as the league begins this weekend.
All right, let's get to the pressing question. From your lens, who are the teams to beat this year in the SJHL? I think we got the power rankings coming out tomorrow at sportscage.com, but what can you tell us? Who are people talking about? Who are you seeing?
Well, right now, it's to be the best, you have to beat the best, and the best right now has been the Melfort Mustangs, of course, 2-time defending SJHL champions. So they're a team that they did lose lots of, but they still have a good crew of guys coming back. And you talk about championship experience and how vital it's, and it's vital. Some of these guys have won 2 championships. Some have been a part of last year's championship team. So that especially to start the season. And so I think they'll be strong. They have Matt running back between the pipes, but they have some forwards are still quite smart. They've added some guys, but they have some guys that are going to have to take the next step here to chip offense that were gone from the Riley Kotais and so on and so forth. So they're a team to beat. Right, Broncos are going to be pretty good. I think Humboldt's got a very good blue line coming back. The forward unit once again strong as Flin Flon Bombers had a good preseason. We'll see if that translates into the regular season. And then you got Yorkton and Melville, I think, right now in that middle, so take that next step. It's definitely very intriguing to make these week 1 power rankings and get all the thoughts from other people around the SJHL. But now it's Melfort's kind of championship and a league to beat right now.
Who would be a dark horse if we're going to throw one dark horse out? Can I throw out a Nipawin?
Yeah, Nipawin for sure. They returned basically their whole squad came back. Their goaltender returning Gage Roberts. They're one, I think, is the Kindersley Clippers. I think Kindersley with the new head coach Kyle Schneider in there, and I think they built a new good nucleus with Clayton, who left UHL to the Red Deer Rebels as assistant. I think Kindersley and Nipawin are probably going to be your best surprises coming up this year.
Okay, let's some good news too. Nice to see your hometown, or your town, Melville, making some money. Over 143,000 on the positive side. Always nice to see. I guess the playoff series with Yorkton really helps there.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. So the community is just talking about that. I kind of got the numbers before it was announced at the AGM. So that's everybody was pretty excited to reveal those numbers when they're big profit. But they do a lot of work, led by former captain and now president Daniel Hope, who does a great job with their fundraising with his great volunteers and his board members. They have a Club 400 dance, which is a kind of a chance to win some money, and a cabaret. They have their crop project that they thank all the farmers and the producers for helping with that. They have a comedy night. They have a cash lotto that raises over $90,000 a year coming up in December and early January. So they put a lot of work in, but once again, you can put a lot of work in fundraising, but you have to also have success on the ice. And they've had that the last couple of years. Their playoff runs under Doug Johnson, who's brought a new rejuvenated millionaire squad to the ice the last 3 years that he's been here. So yeah, there's positives. I'm sure there has been some positives across the league as well, making some money. I know on the other side, there has been some maybe not so positive things with some teams I'm losing money, but I think with everything going on, people are going to get right back on the right track here. And I think the strength of the league right now is in pretty good shape.
What are you hearing out of Warman? With Notre Dame moving there, what can we expect from them? What are you hearing out of there? Obviously, probably pretty good community support.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's rumors of a sellout for their home opener, which is outstanding. And that we talked about in Mormon's, what the fastest growing city in Saskatchewan or Western Canada, and they've been kind of dying for their own kind of team to happen here. I know they had a AAA team, but they get a junior team that they can call their own, and like Notre Dame roster. Notre Dame wasn't as good last year, but I think they've made some strides. They've added some pieces. They've got some guys back. Vinny Palmerine came back from the BCHL, so he's back in there. I know they had Dave Sturkat before he got traded back to Regina to the Pats to his dad's team. But I think it's a team that's going to be a little bit better than people expect. I think that goaltending is going to be crucial for them, but it's just going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting to head back to Mormon to call games. It's going to be exciting to get that new fan base, and we'll see what happens. So, but I think the Mormon team is going to be much more improved than people think.
We'll chat about this more as we start the SJHL reports next week. But what can you tell me about the Viking Cup that's happening?
Yeah, the Viking Cup is an event that happened. I think it ended in 2006, but it happened for about 20 years, and it was kind of a battle between the Camrose, Alberta hosted it, and it was a battle between the Augustana Vikings. Of course, they're part of the ACAC, and they played U18 teams from across the world, from Sweden to Finland to Slovakia. And you see some names that competed in this event. You have Joe Pavelski, you have Dominic Hasek, you have my favorite player growing up in Zygmunt Palffy, you have Sergei Gonchar. So these are very notable names that played in this event, and now they're kind of rebirthing it in Camrose coming up at the end of December, early January, and it's going to be kind of like ACAC teams are going to be playing, and also the SJHL is going to be part of it. But they're going to take their top 20-year-olds to the event to take part in the event from December I think it's December 28th to January 5th, I believe it is. So it's an event coming up during the Christmas break that has a chance for these 20-year-olds to showcase themselves from some ACAC schools, some youth sports schools. I'm sure there'll be some NHL scouts there as well, and pro scouts too. So it's an event that's, once again, a good showcase for players. I know the young guys always get showcased maybe more in the SJHL, these younger leagues, but it's a chance now for these 20-year-olds also to get showcased on it could be a world stage, which is great.
That sounds like a great idea to bring it back. I remember hearing about it too back in the 90s and the early 2000s. All right, if there's one game to circle on the calendar out of the gate on Friday, is it maybe in Warman?
Yeah, it could be. It definitely is in Warman. It's a brand new building there. Humboldt's coming into town to take on the Wolverines, so that's an exciting game. You look at Yorkton Weyburn, two Viterra division rivals doing base. And Weyburn once again the finalists last year as well. And I think that Nippo and Melfort game, like we talked about Nippo and being maybe our team to take that step further. So once again, we talk about the Northern Lights Palace, and they got a brand new score clock there. So they did some upgrades here over the offseason. So the Palace is going to break in that score clock with a big showdown there against Nippo and Hawks on Friday.
The house that Blevins built. I love it. I just ran into him at the Junior Lobstick too. He was busy. He was busy on the phone, making moves, doing his thing. Benny, looking forward to the year again and chatting once a week. Travel safe coming up this weekend, and have a good call.
Appreciate it. Barney, Colson, thanks a lot.